Alright guys, so we are at the main farm right now, and we just finished hitching up to the header. Now, we do have a slight problem. These wires here are in the way, and basically the reason why it is because they did some work on it this year, and basically they lowered them down, and we don't really know why. But yeah, so the bottom one, if you can even see them, is just a telephone line, so we're not really gonna get electrocuted if we hit it, or I should say if we touch it, but we are gonna have to push it up and over the combine, because this is the only way that we can get to the field, basically. Alright guys, so it is the next day here, and if you can see behind me, I got the small wagon on me, and we actually ended up getting the grain cart empty the other day, so we are going to pull that auger by ourselves, and then we're going to take it to a machine shop and either have them fix it if they can, or we'll have to buy a new auger and put it in. But I don't exactly know how much footage I got yesterday. My GoPro ended up dying, so I didn't have a camera to work with. But I ended up getting one load of beans combined, and it got dark, so I couldn't really do much more. But yeah, so I'm just gonna take this wagon to the main farm, and we got a little bit of work to do on the combine. All right, so you can see we got the combine here, and I'll kind of show you guys what we have to do to it quick. So right here, this is the tailings elevator. So this basically brings up all the trash and beans that have not been sorted completely yet, and it'll basically re-thrash and separate all of it. And basically it's an elevator, so it's got these flaps here and this chain, and what's happening is they're kind of bouncing around in there because they're too loose. So we're gonna tighten that up. I'm just waiting for some help because I have never done this before. So I believe we'll end up having to open up this cover here. I don't believe there's anything, although that's just for that chain. So I believe it is down here that we need to tighten. So I'll show you guys what ended up happening yesterday. So first of all, you can see I got a bit of the headlands done here, and I made 2 passes along the waterway. But on my first pass, I got a rock. And you can see this is a pretty good sized rock, and it got jammed in the feeder house. So basically I just reversed it, and it ended up working its way out. So luckily it did not make it into the combine and damage more stuff, but that kind of thing happens every once in a while.
That looks like it. Boy, that's a small one. But that's your adjustment right there. This one. Maybe that'll give other way. There you go.
just got into my second load for the day. And I actually shut off the header, and I see there's a rock sitting there. So luckily that didn't go inside the combine. I'll have to grab that before I start up again. Things have been going good. I'm actually combining at an angle. I'll show you guys in a second. But I think it's going to work a lot nicer combining at an angle. Just because it seems to feed in the head a lot better. Go grab that rock quick before I forget. Not a huge rock, but plenty big enough to do lots of damage. Keep that up there for now. Don't really want to throw it back in the field. So we're curious how this new tractor is gonna handle taking wagons up this hill here. So we could go through the yard, but we really don't like to do that just because it leaves huge ruts, and we just want to keep that a little nicer. But this is a slight gradual incline, and it usually gets kind of muddy, especially if it rains. It doesn't really dry up very fast. So we're curious how the little tractor is gonna do. But you guys can see how I am combining at a slight angle. Nothing super drastic or anything, but it really seems to make things feed in a lot better. The other thing too, that at least this year combining at an angle is going to help with, if you guys remember back when planting, up on the first kind of half the field was planted 1 week, but we had some problems with the planter, or I think it was because it rained a bunch. We couldn't get into the last part of the field for another like week and a half. So the stuff that I'm on right now is about a week and a half later than the stuff up by the trees kinda. So this stuff's a little on the wetter side, and that stuff's a little on the drier side. So with us combining at the angle, we're actually kind of getting it mixed in with each other. So the wet stuff will kind of be dried out by the dry stuff. So the drier beans will soak up the moisture. It should balance out to pretty much exactly the moisture that we want it at. At least that's the hope. But if you can kind of see, the beans are actually feeding in pretty nicely. We were having problems at the other farm, or at least I was, with it kind of bunching up and then slugging in, and it's not really doing that now that we're combining at the angle. So I don't know if we're going to be doing this for ever now, or if we're just going to do it this year. We'll just kind of have to see. Third rock of the season. This one's a big one. Alright, so we are done for today. we got a lot done. A lot more than we were expecting, which is really good. But since it's getting dark out, the dew's kind of starting to set, so we don't really want to go any longer than we have to. And that snout over there is actually broken. So the part that actually holds it on snapped, and the only part that's holding it together right now is a little piece of metal that's been welded on before. It wasn't really causing too much of a problem, but we do want to get that fixed, and we'll do that tomorrow morning when we actually have some light. For now, just gonna park the combine in this front little patch over here. I know you guys can't really see too much. The camera usually doesn't do too good with dark lighting like this. So, the combine lights are not this bad. I mean, they're not the best, but they're not as bad as the camera makes it seem. So right here looks good. You guys probably can't see too much, but idle down here. So yeah, I guess I will see you guys in the morning.